May 22nd, 1940. Adolf Hitler was sitting in his temporary headquarters at Brühl-Depeche, holding a strange document in his hand. A secret message from the British Foreign Office, coming through Sweden. It had no signature, but the tone was clear, from Churchill. The summary of the message: Führer, France has fallen. Germany has won. But Britain can still fight, or we can make peace. We are ready to listen to your terms. Hitler placed the document on the table, a triumphant smile on his face. He turned to Ribbentrop. Did you see? Churchill is begging. Britain is surrendering. Ribbentrop. Mein Führer, this is magnificent. The war is over. Hitler looked out the window. Yes, I have won. Churchill has finally understood the truth. Britain cannot defeat Germany. But Hitler completely misread the message. Churchill wasn't surrendering. He was buying time. And by using Hitler's ego, he was drawing him into a trap. In the coming weeks, Hitler would make critical mistakes because of this delusion. He stopped at Dunkirk. He postponed the invasion of Britain. He believed Churchill's peace signals. And in the end, Britain didn't lose. Germany entered a two-front war. It all started with Hitler misreading a message. Before we begin the story, please hit the like button. It helps us reach more people with these forgotten stories. If you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications. Now let's return to the story. May 10th, 1940, Germany attacked the West. Blitzkrieg, Belgium, Holland, France. Panic in London after this attack. Churchill held his first cabinet meeting on May 13th. The topic, what to do. Lord Halifax, Foreign Secretary. Prime Minister, the situation is disastrous. France is collapsing. Our army is besieged. Perhaps we should consider peace negotiations with Germany. Churchill looked harshly. Peace? With Hitler? Never. Halifax. But the alternative is complete defeat. Maybe we should listen to the terms. Churchill. Terms? Hitler's term is Britain's surrender. I will never accept it. The meeting ended tensely. But Churchill knew the cabinet was divided. Some wanted peace. May 26th, Dunkirk evacuation began. 338,000 soldiers would be rescued from the British Sea. But equipment, tanks, guns, all will be left behind. Churchill assessed the situation. Britain is defenseless, without an army, without equipment. If Germany wanted, it could invade within weeks. But Churchill made a plan. Deceive Hitler. May 28th, Churchill organized a secret meeting. Participants: Halifax, Chamberlain, still in cabinet. Clement Attlee, Labour Party leader. Churchill: Gentlemen, let's face reality. France is falling. Our army is trapped at Dunkirk. Germany is superior. Halifax: Then peace negotiations. Churchill raised his hand. Listen, peace negotiations, yes, but not real peace. To buy time. Chamberlain: What do you mean? Churchill: We will send a signal to Hitler. Maybe we can make peace. We'll listen to your terms. Hitler will believe this, because his ego is inflated. He's tasting victory. Attlee: And us? Churchill: We buy time. Our army escapes from Dunkirk. We reorganize. We strengthen air defense. In a few months, we'll be stronger. Halifax, skeptically: But what if Hitler waits? What if he wants real peace? Churchill, cold smile: Hitler is impatient. He wants quick victory. If we say maybe, he'll get excited. He'll think Britain is giving up. And he'll make hasty mistakes. The plan was risky, but Churchill saw no other option. May 29th, Churchill summoned Swedish Ambassador Bjorn Prytz. Sweden was neutral, had open diplomatic channels with Germany. Churchill spoke carefully. Ambassador, Britain is in a very difficult situation. Perhaps there could be talks with Germany, if there are reasonable terms. Prytz was shocked. Prime Minister, are you serious? Churchill: Serious, but secret, not official, just a possibility. PRYTZ immediately sent a report to Berlin. May 31st, the Swedish report reached Ribbentrop's desk. The content was shocking. British Prime Minister Churchill has implied he is open to peace negotiations. Not official, but the signal is clear. Britain is admitting it cannot win the war. Ribbentrop excitedly rushed to Hitler. Hitler was at Budapest at the time, temporary headquarters on the French border. Ribbentrop: Mein Führer, incredible news. Churchill wants peace. Hitler read the report. He smiled slowly. Of course he wants it, because he's losing. Ribbentrop: This is a historic opportunity. If Britain surrenders, the war is over. Hitler: Yes, but let's not rush. Let's make Churchill wait a bit longer. Let's increase his desperation. Göring visited Hitler the next day. He had heard the news. Mein Führer, is Churchill surrendering? Hitler: Not yet, but soon. Britain is without an army, without equipment. When France falls, it will be completely alone. Then desperate. Göring: Then invasion? Hitler thought, maybe it won't be necessary. If Churchill makes peace, no need for invasion. Better, we'll neutralize Britain without bloodshed. This was Hitler's first major mistake. He interpreted Churchill's message as a sincere surrender signal. May 24th, Hitler gave a controversial order: stop, to panzer units advancing near Dunkirk. Generals were shocked. Guderian: Mein Führer, the British army is trapped. We must crush them now. Hitler: No, preserve the panzers. They're needed for France. The British are already finished. Göring: Mein Führer, the Luftwaffe will finish them. They're defenseless on the beach. Hitler agreed. The panzers stopped. The Luftwaffe bombed Dunkirk, but the weather was bad. Clouds fogged. The Luftwaffe was ineffective, and the British began evacuation with small boats. May 27th to June 4th, 338,000 soldiers were rescued. The miracle of Dunkirk. Hitler heard the reports. Angry. How did they escape? Didn't the Luftwaffe bomb them? Göring went on the defensive. The weather was very bad, but we hit most of them. Hitler: Doesn't matter. They rescued their army, but have no equipment. An army without rifles is an army. Britain is still defenseless. June 4th, Churchill gave a speech in the House of Commons. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight in the fields. We shall never surrender. Hitler heard the speech, but didn't take it seriously. Churchill is making propaganda, giving courage to his people. But the truth is, Britain has lost. Soon it will want peace. June 14th, Paris fell. The French government fled south. France was in collapse. Britain was alone. Churchill sent a second signal, this time through Spain. General Franco was neutral but close to Germany. Spanish intelligence reported to Berlin. Information from British sources. Churchill is open to reasonable peace with Germany. But as long as France is an ally, he cannot have official talks. When France falls, the situation may change. Ribbentrop to Hitler: Mein Führer, second signal. Churchill is waiting. When France falls, negotiations can begin. Hitler was pleased. Did you see? Churchill is smart. He can't abandon France for the appearance of alliance, but internally he wants peace. June 22nd, France surrendered at Compiègne in the same train car, the car where Germany surrendered in World War I. Hitler's revenge. After the victory ceremony, Hitler to Ribbentrop: Now, we wait for news from Churchill. He has no excuse now. Britain is alone. Either fight or make peace. Ribbentrop: Certainly will make peace. There's no other option. But the expected news didn't come. Let's go back. What was Churchill really thinking? May-June 1940. Constant conflict in Churchill's cabinet. Halifax and Chamberlain wanted peace negotiations. Churchill was refusing. May 28th, a bitter cabinet meeting. Halifax insisted, Prime Minister, we can have peace negotiations through Mussolini. Maybe Hitler will give reasonable terms. Churchill, reasonable terms? Hitler wants to enslave Britain, not peace, surrender. Halifax, but the alternative is invasion. Millions will die. Churchill pounded the table. If we surrender, Britain is finished. It becomes a Nazi puppet state. I will not allow it. The meeting ended without resolution. Churchill couldn't convince the cabinet, but he had a tactic. Full cabinet meeting. May 28th evening, Churchill gathered the entire cabinet, 25 ministers. He spoke in front of everyone. Gentlemen, some of you want peace negotiations. I understand. The situation is difficult. But the problem is, peace made with Hitler isn't peace. It's slavery. He wants to destroy Britain's independence. If we surrender, our people won't forgive us. History won't forgive us. I will fight to the end. Will you? Applause in the room. 23 out of 25 ministers supported Churchill. Halifax and Chamberlain were in the minority. From that moment, Churchill decided there would be no peace negotiations, but he would continue the tactic of sending signals to Hitler. Why? To buy time, to strengthen the RAF, to organize defense, to get help from America. July 1940, Hitler waited for an official peace proposal from Churchill, but it didn't come. July 16th, Hitler signed Directive Number 16, see Lion, Britain Invasion Plan, but at the same time, to Ribbentrop, give Churchill one last chance. If he's smart, he'll make peace. July 19th, Hitler gave a speech in the Reichstag. Final peace offer. I appeal to Britain. War is unnecessary. We won. You lost. But I respect you. If we make peace, Britain keeps its honor. The empire remains. Just don't interfere in European affairs. After the speech, Hitler to Göring. If Churchill accepts, no need for invasion. If he refuses, invasion in September. July 22nd, Churchill responded from the BBC. His voice cold, determined. Our answer to Hitler's offer is simple. No. Britain will never accept Nazi domination. We will fight to the end. Hitler listened to the speech. He was shocked. How? Churchill refused? But in his private messages, he wanted peace. Ribbentrop was surprised. Maybe he's bluffing. He wants to look strong to his people. But secretly, he may still want peace. Hitler believed. Because he wanted to believe. Yes, Churchill must appear strong to public opinion. But internally, he's desperate. Let's apply a bit more pressure. August 1940, the Luftwaffe attacked Britain. Target, destroy the RAF. Gain air superiority. Then invade. In the first weeks, the Luftwaffe was effective. RAF airfields were bombed. Pilots were exhausted. Britain was in a difficult situation. Hitler listened to the reports. Göring, when will the RAF be finished? Göring, 2 more weeks, Mein Führer. The RAF is collapsing. Hitler, good. When the RAF collapses, Churchill will want peace. But the RAF didn't collapse. British pilots flew every day. Tired, exhausted, but resisted. September 7th, Göring changed strategy. Bomb London. City bombardment. Break morale. Hitler approved. When London burns, the people will pressure Churchill. They'll want peace. But the opposite happened. The London bombardment united the British people. We will not bow to Hitler. Churchill went to bomb shelters every night, talked to the people, gave morale. September 15th, the Luftwaffe launched a major air attack, more than 200 aircraft, but the RAF repelled it. German losses were heavy. Hitler heard the report. Angry. Göring, you still haven't defeated the RAF? Göring went on the defensive. The British are stronger than expected, but they'll collapse soon. But they didn't collapse. October 1940, Hitler postponed Sea Lion. Official reason, weather is bad. Let's wait until spring. Real reason, the RAF wasn't defeated. Britain invasion was impossible. But Hitler still believed Churchill will eventually make peace, because he can't win. October 12th, Hitler to Ribbentrop. Send signals to Churchill again. Sweden, Spain, every channel. Tell him we're still open to peace. Ribbentrop. But main Führer, Churchill clearly refused. Hitler, public refusal. Privately, he may think differently. Try. Messages were sent, but no response came. November 1940, Hitler turned to another strategy. Soviet Union. Molotov visited Berlin. Hitler discussed cooperation with the Soviets. But still in his mind, Britain will make peace sooner or later. December 1940, Hitler signed Directive 21, Barbarossa, invade the Soviets. His inner circle asked, but main Führer, Britain is still fighting. Two-front war. Hitler, Britain is already finished. Just won't admit it. When we defeat the Soviets, Churchill will give up too. This was Hitler's second major mistake. Underestimating Britain. Churchill's tactic worked. He deceived Hitler. May, June, secret messages. Hitler thought, Britain is surrendering. He stopped at Dunkirk. He bought time. July, August, Hitler waited. Churchill will make peace. But he didn't. Britain strengthened defense. September, October, Hitler postponed the invasion until spring. But when spring came, Barbarossa began. Britain survived. Germany entered a two-front war. Churchill's tactic won victory. 1941. Churchill wrote in his memoirs, May 1940 was Britain's darkest day, but I knew I could deceive Hitler because he was blinded by his ego. Why did Hitler misread Churchill's messages? Reason 1, overconfidence. Hitler defeated France in 6 weeks. I am invincible. Britain has no strength to resist. Reason 2, ego. Hitler thought, everyone will acknowledge my superiority. He interpreted Churchill's secret messages as sincere surrender. Reason 3, wrong intelligence. Ribbentrop gave Hitler the news he wanted to hear. Churchill wants peace. Hitler believed it. Reason 4, underestimating Britain. Hitler saw the British as decadent, weak. They don't want to fight. They love their comfort. Wrong. Reason 5, not understanding Churchill. Hitler misread Churchill's character. Churchill wasn't a pragmatic politician. He was a warrior, stubborn, would never give up. After the war, Hitler's inner circle spoke. Albert Speer. The Führer misread Churchill. Churchill's peace messages were tactics, but the Führer, because of his ego, believed they were sincere. Ribbentrop, Nuremberg. I presented the intelligence to Hitler, but maybe we misinterpreted. Churchill deceived us. Goring. In summer 1940, if we had done Sea Lion immediately, maybe we would have won. But the Führer waited. He thought Churchill would make peace. We lost time. Churchill, in his 1948 memoirs, Hitler thought I was insincere, but I was always sincere. Sincerely, I would defend Britain. Sincerely, I knew I would defeat Hitler. What if Hitler had read the messages correctly? Scenario. Hitler doesn't believe Churchill May 1940. Hitler sees Churchill's messages as tactics. He's trying to deceive. Buying time. June. He doesn't stop the panzers at Dunkirk. The British army is encircled. 300,000 prisoners. Britain without an army. Hitler invades in July. Sea Lion successful. August. Britain under Nazi occupation. Churchill flees to Canada. Government in exile. Result. Europe completely under Nazi control. But America enters the war. 1944 to 45. D-Day still happens. But much harder. Scenario 2. Churchill actually makes peace May 1940. Churchill accepts peace negotiations under cabinet pressure. June, Britain-Germany peace. Terms. Britain doesn't interfere in Europe. Empire remains. Hitler turns east. 1941 Barbarossa, but with all resources. Soviets in much worse situation. Result uncertain. Maybe Nazi Europe lasts until the 1950s. But real history. Churchill resisted. Britain survived. Hitler lost. Hitler's misreading of Churchill offers lessons for modern diplomacy. Lesson 1. Superficial reading of messages. Hitler read Churchill's messages as sincere surrender. In reality, it was tactics. Modern diplomats. In-depth analysis is necessary. Lesson 2. Understand the other party's character. Hitler thought Churchill was a normal politician, but Churchill was a warrior. Understanding character is critical. Lesson 3. Ego hides reality. Hitler's ego said, "Everyone will bow to me." It prevented him from seeing reality. Lesson 4. Intelligence must be verified. Ribbentrop's reports said what Hitler wanted to hear, but weren't verified. Multiple sources necessary. History lesson. Diplomacy is chess. Every move can be tactics. Superficial reading brings disaster. Churchill played chess better than Hitler, and won. If this story affected you, please hit the like button. Every like helps us reach more people with these forgotten stories. If you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications. Thank you for watching.